Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's the Lab Chick again. This week I tried shooting a video, but it was disastrous. My phone camera is terrible. But one of these fine days, I'm going to get a better camera and you'll be able to see who produces these videos for you. However, welcome to my YouTube channel again, and if you haven't subscribed, now is the time. Please hit the red button. And today we would like to talk about asthma, and I'm sure you have a lot of things you would like to know about asthma. So let's get right into the video and get to know what really is asthma. Asthma is an uncommunicable disease that affects both children and adults, and it is a long-term infection that has no cure, so it can only be managed. It is characterized by the airways in the lungs becoming narrow due to inflammation. What we mean by airways in the lungs, these are the bronchi, the bronchioles. They become narrow due to inflammation, basically caused by infection, and due to the tightening of the muscles around these airways, thereby resulting in difficulty in breathing. Then how does someone get to have an asthmatic attack, or what really causes asthmatic attacks? Now, number one is the genetics. If someone in your family has asthma, then there's a likelihood that you might have inherited it from a family member. Then there are other allergic conditions like people who have eczema or allergic rhinitis. Eczema is normally the swelling due to maybe a food substance such as protein eaten. When someone eats allergic substances such as proteins, you find that people whose skin will swell. While allergic rhinitis is a condition where you feel your ear is itchy while at the same time your throat is itchy, and you get to sneeze a lot. I know because I normally experience this. So if you have these allergic conditions, you're prone to get asthma. Another thing is our lifestyle factors. Like, for example, if you're obese, then you are probably likely to get asthma because the fat might block the airways in the lungs, leading to asthma. Then there are also another factor is the early life conditions that affect lung development. For example, if you had low birth weight, or when you are exposed to tobacco when you are young, or you are a premature baby, there's a likelihood that your lung did not develop well, and therefore this could lead to an asthmatic attack. Asthmatic attacks are normally triggered by cold, dust, smoke, fumes, pollen grains, animal fur or feathers, soaps, and perfumes, thereby causing symptoms such as coughing, wheezing. Wheezing is, I don't know how to explain that sound, but I'm sure you can guess. Wheezing, there's a wheezing sound. It's normally accompanied by shortness of breath, and there's normally chest tightness, and these symptoms get worse at night or during exercise. So people with asthmatic attacks will frequently experience this when they're triggered by the aforementioned substances. Someone can be diagnosed with asthma in the following ways. There are three actually. So the first one is known as spirometry, which is a breathing test that involves determining how much air is expelled and how fast. So this is normally done by pulmonologists. Pulmonologists are people who deal with lungs generally. So they will determine how much air are you expelling out and how much air and how fast is it being expelled. So this will help them to determine if you have asthma. Another way is through a chest x-ray. Generally, a chest x-ray will check to see if the airways are blocked or if there's an inflammation. Then another test is an allergy test, where this will involve generally blood tests that will rule out if it is allergic rhinitis or if it is eczema or any other allergy. So that is how asthma is diagnosed. How then can asthma be managed? Asthma is normally managed using inhaled medication. So they are of two types. The first one is the bronchodilators. Bronchodilators means that they open up the airways in the lungs. And the most common one that is used is salbutamol. When salbutamol is inhaled, it relieves the symptoms such as the shortness of breath and the chest tightness. Another form of inhaled medication that is commonly used here in Kenya is the steroids. The steroids basically reduce inflammation in the airways, and an example that is commonly used in Kenya is prednisolone. So basically, asthma is a disease that cannot be cured. It can only be managed, and it can affect anyone, a child or an adult. So it is important that someone who is asthmatic should avoid the triggers. The triggers are what we mentioned earlier: the cold, the dust, the pollen. So avoiding these triggers will help you to be able to prevent frequent asthmatic attacks. However, at times it can be very hard to do that because you cannot control weather conditions, assuming that your trigger is the cold. But it is necessary to continue using your inhalers whenever you feel like you have an attack. Also, if you have an asthmatic attack, you're probably at a higher risk of the COVID-19 infection. So don't forget to wear your mask, to get a vaccine, the COVID vaccine, among other necessary precautions. And that is what we had for today. And I hope that this has been informative. If you have any questions, you can put these in the description box below, down there in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. Also, we will see you in our next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the red button and have a wonderful day.